5 seconds. Sir, now some honorable members have expressed the fear that the management may misuse this power. I have already made it clear that the present provision is already there in the Act, and this is an improvement that we say that instead to forfeit wholly, he can have the opportunity or the power to forfeit it partially. Regarding the question of the misuse of his power, supposing an employer misuses this power and he discriminately forfeits the gratuity, the employee has got the right to raise the dispute. He can dispute it, contest it. If the conciliation fails, he can go to the tribunal or to the labor court. The labor courts are presided over by judicial officers. Whatever the labor court decides is binding on both the employees and the employers. Therefore, it is not correct to say that this power of partial forfeiture will be misused by the employer. I feel that there are sufficient opportunities which are open to the employee to challenge such a misuse exercised by the management. So, it is definitely an improvement on the existing provision of the Act. Some honorable members expressed the opinion that sufficient time is taken in making the payment of gratuity. It is not being paid promptly. I want to make it clear that the rules relating to the payment of gratuity already provided that an employee shall apply for payment of gratuity within 30 days from the date of gratuity becomes payable, and the employer has to make the payment within 30 days from the date of the receipt of the application for payment of gratuity. So the time limit is already prescribed and he has to pay the amount as per time limit fixed in the rules. Some honorable members wanted to know why this limit of 10 workers was prescribed. It is because the Payment of Gratuity Act says that this is applicable only to the establishment. In section 2, it is said to what category of industries and establishments it is applicable. So, in the Act, it has been made clear that such other establishments are class of establishments in which 10 or more employees are employed or were employed on any day of the preceding 2 months by notification. Especially in this behalf, we have got the powers, the government has got the power to amend the sections in Disputes Act. It is applicable only to the establishment where the workers are 10 or more. Now, the question is why it should not be made applicable to all the establishments irrespective of the number of workers. The question is whether an employer having 2, 3, 4, or 5 workers has got that capacity. He has not got that capacity at all. When he has not got the capacity, what is the use of having legislation and thrusting that legislation on him? Therefore, what we felt was that so far as this legislation is concerned, it should be applicable only to bigger establishments which can employ at least 10 or more workers. Then I want to tell the honorable members that government has got the powers to extend this act to other establishments also. Accordingly, the central government has specified motor transport undertakings, clubs, chambers of commerce and industry, association federations, inland water transport establishment, and such local bodies in which 10 or more persons are employed. Wherever the government feels that it should be extended to other establishments, it has already extended, and if there are any good cases for extension of this, government is prepared to consider those cases and bring them under that category and extend the application of payment of gratuity act to those establishments also. Now we have come to the conclusion that it is necessary to amend the definition of continuous service under the Industrial Disputes Act also. It is similar. However, it has become necessary to amend the definition of continuous service in the Payment of Gratuity Act because of the judgment of the Supreme Court. It is possible that we may have to carry out similar amendments in the Industrial Disputes Act in due course, and it is the duty of the government. Thank you. Letter dated 10th August 2005 from the Director, National Trading Company, Madras, to the Postmaster General, Madras. Dear Sir, I welcome the recommendation of the Postal Advisory Committee to introduce Sunday delivery of articles. I also happened to learn that you yourself are in favor of this system, but I understand that there is hesitation on your part simply because this is not done in another countries. Let me ask a question. Why not we set a good example to other countries to emulate? It is my duty to point out that if this system is introduced, many commercial concerns which work on Sundays and close on a weekday for obvious reasons, the public and the press will be benefited. In this connection, I may say that the 7 day week idea is now gaining around ground. Many factories and banks are working on all days of the week after the proclamation of the emergency. Therefore, I would like to express upon you the real need for full postal service inclusive of delivery upon you, the real need for full resistance on the ground that there is no Sunday delivery in other countries will not hold water if we take into account that 5 day week is reported to be in vogue in industrially advanced countries, and a developing economy like India has made a beginning in the right direction to work on all days of the year. You have abolished the system of express delivery last year despite the hue and cry by the people against the abolition of this established and very useful public utility service. It is time Sunday postal delivery is restored. May I hope that you will be pleased to pay due attention to my earnest appeal. Thanking you. Yours truly, Pranav.